Hello and welcome back to the Great Patriotic War, where we are here in mid-November on turn 22. Last time we got battered in the Kursk area, kind of mainly in the Kursk area and the Orel district, and we lost a couple of hexes to that combat, but luckily they did not break through in any point and actually start messing up our reserves that we've been pouring into this area. So mercifully, we did not meet our end, because it could have been a total disaster. You know, if they had broken all the way through to Orel in one turn, we could have been in some real trouble. But luckily, they seem to have taken the bait and are heading towards this foresty, kind of swampy, foresty, crappy area, more on the left-hand side here. So yes, there is an important depot in this area, but it was pretty far back. It was like 4 hexes back, so it's not 100% threatened just yet. Now, we don't have reserves in position exactly to dump it to here, except for this guy here. But we'll figure something out. I mean, this guy's only a 17 combat prep. We don't have a lot of good combat prep in this area. And that's one of our main issues that I can see anyways. A lot of these guys have been on the front line for quite a while, have lost their combat prep. I've done my best to try and put people in reserve where I can and keep them off the direct front line, but it's hard. It's a hard area to cover right now. And the Germans have a lot of force in this area. They also were able to knock back a unit on this side of the river, which gives them a small bridgehead here. Now, I'm not sure how important that's going to be because we do have plenty of reserves that we can pour into that. Just brought up another couple of divisions, so they're going to be in place before too long. 130th Rifle Division is refitting here, but it is the air turn, so rather than going through all the ground stuff that we're going to do, although it is important to review the ground before you do any air moves, I want to take a look and see what we can do about the northern front from the air. This is a snow turn, I believe. So let's maybe take a look at the weather and see if there's any moves we can even do in the air. Because if the weather is bad enough, we might not even want to risk it. All right, so we don't care about the ground weather so much right now. We do care about the air weather. So the air weather looks like all snowfall all across the front, except you get down here and it's just cold. All right, the teal is cold, the white is snowfall. So the whole front is pretty much snowing, which kind of sucks. Yeah, that might be a problem. Okay. Yeah, I guess this is the snow turn, one of the snow turns. It's not the blizzard yet, but it's snowing for sure. So there's a couple turns of snow. So unfortunately, snow is much better for offensives than mud. Mud is the worst possible weather for offensives. Snow is really good for ground offensives. And this is not so great. So the ground is only light snow. So this means that the enemy is going to have the ability to do some offensives here. So what can we do to slow them down? That's the question. Because our left flank now is under some serious pressure. I'm wondering maybe if we actually do attack here. And maybe we just do I was trying to save things for the blizzard, but maybe in the north we need to actually use up some air power. I guess first things first, we probably want to recon this. If we have any recon. Oh, we do have some recon. So maybe we recon this with a few planes. Could recon this area. Just take a look at things. And we probably just want to assign like low intensity, flying in all weather, high priority, minimum number of planes in strike is 10, 0, and requested number is 10 and 0. Okay, we'll try that, and we'll try a little bit larger area just to get an idea of what's back here. I mean, I'm praying that there's not a whole hell of a lot back here, but we'll find out. Fly over that hex maybe. Well, actually, we have an idea that there's not too much there. Ground support is on. Ground attack. Maybe we do a ground attack on something easy. Like we could do a small interdiction attack maybe. Just on the back lines here. I don't know if that's going to actually do anything though. Might just lose planes. It's hard to say. Hard to say indeed. Otherwise, which stack would I even go for? I guess whoever has the least flak. Let's check flak. Check all flak. Okay, so we think this guy's got 1. We think this guy's got 0. So I guess we would go for that. And we'd have to fly around this. Like that. Yeah. Adds a little bit of miles, but it's not terrible. We'll fly it with 20 planes, see if that even does anything. We'll try that. And we'll have it as a unit strike. And we'll try, we'll just do like 6 strikes. I don't even care if I lose all these planes. Fly weather is all. Otherwise they won't fly. There we go. All right, let's come down to our danger zone here and see if we can bring in any planes into this area. So a lot of these airfields are relatively new, I believe, but they are finished. So we can bring some planes in here. Well, I guess first things first, let's set up a depot at this one, and we'll maybe a couple of depots back here. And we'll bring in some supplies into this area. So otherwise, they're going to be sucking off all the supplies and using them for their own nefarious devices. Because I don't want them taking supplies from this depot. We need the frontline depot to have their stuff. Yeah, I got a lot of distance between Usman, so maybe I have to forward position something. We have one squadron at Kursk, but we could put another one at Kursk potentially. Kursk is not getting a lot of supplies, though. That's a bit of a concern. Oh, actually, there's a lot here. I guess the air group has a little bit more. Oh yeah, these are all pretty full too. Are the I-153s in this group ground attack? No. Oh wait, hold on. It says it's on a bomber mission, but they're only trained as fighters. What exactly is this group doing? I don't think we need that ground attack anymore. Oh, that's very interesting. I actually kind of think we might need a ground attack here. Oh, thank God they fixed that bug. For the longest time right there, you would, if you wanted to move this marker, you would simply not be able to put it right there. Because there was a long-standing and very annoying bug where it was just impossible. You could not do what I just did right there. So thank God they fixed that. I think we might bring in a few more. The question is, do I put them on the southwestern front or this Western Air Command? I think still has a really shitty commander. I don't think I ever fixed that. Maybe I should do that this turn. I just need to find him. Oops, there we go. Oh my God, they have Kopets still. So the backstory of Kopets is he killed himself on the first day of the war, historically. And as you can see here, his stats indicate that he is not fit for command. He is designed to die, but for whatever reason, he did not get assigned the proper number of defeats to trigger his suicide. And I have been stuck with him ever since. And just, it's like, there's so few opportunities where you can waste 5 AP just to replace an air commander that I never bothered to. But it's time to right that wrong. I'm gonna finally replace him, and we'll place him into the pit, never to return. So I guess Sergei Kudayakov is gonna be promoted in his stead. He's a 6 for air. So I'll take that. And he is much more competent for all of his stats, except for initiative. He doesn't have great initiative stat, but he's a hell of a lot better than Kopets was. So time to right that historical wrong that's been going on. All right. Now we need to bring in something maybe to here. Is this a new air base, or is this... I think this has been here for a while. What I've been considering is maybe expanding one of the more rear air bases here. But I could also just build one at Tambov. Just out of an emergency one, if I need it. Where else could I potentially build some? I think the rest of this is probably okay where it is. Is the Voronezh one upgraded? It is not. So let's expand Voronezh. while we're not using it, it's better to expand it before you need it. Rostover using Azov. We could build an airbase at Azov. Just trying to find places to put some backline planes too. It's not all about the frontliners. Crimea's got plenty of air bases now that I've kind of upgraded them. I could expand this one though. That would probably be worth it to expand, because that's a good spot to put bombers against the AI, because AI is not going to hurt you. Against the human player, I might not want to put one there. It seems like the AI just does not give a shit about air once turn one is over. They do the default strategy with air, and then they kind of give up in a lot of regards. I mean, I can keep using air, but yeah, I mean, I guess the question is just where else could I bring planes? I've been building these, but I don't know. I guess I could bring an AOG, because I really want a dedicated AOG for this. So bring a bomber group up. We'll just do an air group here, and we'll put them under the Western Air Command. Maybe they can help support next turn. Western Air Command has a lot of responsibilities right now. Their span might be a little bit too wide. So let's just check on all their directives. So they currently have ground support for 34th Army. 34th Army is not really in that much of dire straits right now. So I might switch that over to a different army. I think we want to switch it to something like here. 52nd. The other ground support is supporting 13th Army. They do need it, right? But 3rd Army needs it more. So we need another ground support for 3rd Army, which is headquartered out of this, I think. No. 3rd Army. There you go. Flyweather all. And he gets 100 planes. What's this guy getting? 98, 118. Okay, so the 52nd Army doesn't have a lot of fighter escorts. So we need to bring in some more fighters into range of this base. To do that, we would have to put fighters. Maybe a Gatask? Is that in range? I mean, we already have. I guess we just have this guy. What do we have at Visma? Yeah, Visma could bring in another fighter group. Bring in this guy. Just fill him up with a bunch of I-16s for the winter. At least that gives them enough. Oh shit, I just put it under the wrong command. Oops. It's not going to let me reassign that, is it? Maybe it will. It's weird. Why did it turn red? No, I don't want it under Moscow. I want it under Western. Okay. Stance. Advance. I don't think that matters at all when you're on manual control. I wish it did. Alright, so now this place is pretty much full up because of the support needs. Alright, that's good. So now Vyazma. No. Now they have 3 guys there. Perfect. All right, I think this should help us a lot. Is the 52nd Army one going? We need that in all. And we need to fly some missions here just because we need some planes out. I don't think we need any missions flown here. There, we're okay. And down in the bottom here, I just want to make sure they don't have anything active. That shouldn't fly. Actually, it is flying, supposedly. Make sure we turn that off. We don't want anyone flying if they don't have to in the bad weather. For obvious reasons of they will die. Yeah, okay, these guys aren't doing shit. They barely even have any planes. Southern Air Command, let me check them. I know they always have a lot of missions queued up. Question is, what are they actually doing on those missions? Okay, so this is actually a question. Do I want to also assign a ground support objective for 20th Army? Because I think they're supporting 38th Army right now. And that's it. Let me just double check that. 38th Army, yeah. So I think we might, because we have a ground support there, we have ground support here. I wish you could add like 2 armies instead of just 1. I mean, I know you can assign it to a whole front, but I don't want to. I just want to assign it to 2 armies. And 20th Army has really been getting beat up. I feel like they need it right now. All right, well, let's try a new one. They're going to have to share. This guy only has 1 AOG. And it is the 5th RAG. Let's check out what the 5th RAG has under it. IL-4s. Okay, those are modern. Enough. Better than nothing. The question is, will they actually fly? That I'm not so sure about. Yeah, let's have them fly in all weather. All right, I think that's the best we can do for this turn for air directives. So let's execute our air directives, see how many The operational losses in this game are just brutal. 19, 20, 21. There's just so many. You lose so many planes just from flying. And I know a lot of people complain about that on like the forums and stuff. I do sometimes feel like it's a little ahistorical. Just the sheer number of losses you get. But I don't know, what can you do? I think they must have calculated it based on like averages or something. Because, yeah, the Soviets lost a ton of planes, but they lose them a lot right off the bat, and then operational losses are limited because they're not flying a lot in 1941. So I almost feel like they should have different averages for each year. And then the Western Allies average is much different because they're fighting a much bigger air war. So I don't know if they changed the numbers significantly between war in the West and war in the East too, or if they kept them more or less the same. So it's hard. I mean, we only did a teeny tiny amount of interdiction damage for the Southwestern Air Command. That one little ground attack they did. Nobody's really done anything in the north. Who did I have actually attacking? No. So very few attacks. Leningrad was our main area of attack. And okay, so we actually killed a gun, a couple guns, killed some men. I would say these are really good effects actually for how much we flew and how many planes we lost. So we did 12 raids, which required 240 mission sorties, 120 escort sorties. We lost 14 planes out of our 20 that we committed, and we lost 4 escort planes. Of those, 5 were damaged, 7 were damaged escorting. So 14 were lost, 5 were damaged. So quite a few losses, but over 240 sorties. That's not terrible. We were flying some air interdictions where we lost some planes as well, but that's somewhat to be expected. I mean, I think that was a pretty good air turn. I mean, all things considered, I'll take that. So with that, I am going to turn the flak off. We'll take a quick gander at the lines. I'm going to just kind of be toggling back between the unit names and the values. But you can see here the attack numbers are big now. In the snow, you get a lot more combat value out of your units, which unfortunately also means the Germans get a lot more combat value out of their units. The only thing that we have going in our favor is that they are somewhat at the end of their supply lines, whereas we are within our supply lines. But that doesn't really help that much. Still, might let us do a few local attacks here and there. We've pretty much completely lost this line here. I think we'll just leave that where it is. We'll recapture that hex because we need to. With what? I'm not sure. Maybe this brigade. Where's the rest of his? Yeah, maybe that brigade will do the job. We really need to take these two divisions, or this brigade and this division, off the line, and shove someone in there. But we don't have any reserves in this area. We might have to send reserves from 10th Army down there, which is a bit of a hike for them, unfortunately. It would be better to move the reserves there next turn if I could. But, I mean, I'm going to move this, I have to detrain him. Move him there. I will leave this guy on his train so that he gains a little bit more combat prep. I guess we could just throw this man down here. It's kind of a backstop. Not sure. Nobody was nearby or close enough by. And then we brought in all of our rifle divisions. So that's going to be good. Yeah. It's going to be very good. It'd be nice to bring in a few more units down here too. Alright, so the question is, with 7, I can't knock him back. Right? That's not going to be enough force. They're all under 37th Army, though. No, they're not. They're mixed. That's going to be a pain. And this is a smaller division at this point. They're down to 7,000 men. Really should have refit them. Yeah, this is actually a little bit more desperate than I thought in this sector. So it looks like we have 2 separate panzer divisions plus a SS panzer and a bunch of motorized divisions in the area as well. Although at this point, motorized divisions are getting pretty worn out. Is that Panzer Layer? Yeah. The Layer Motorized Brigade. Okay, they're not upgraded yet. That's good. They've got SS Division over here. I know there's still a Panzer Division in the area. Another Panzer Division in the area. And 2nd Panzer's probably right here and here. So 2nd Panzer's in this area. So I'm thinking 3, 4 panzer divisions just in this sector here. 7th Panzer, okay. That's interesting. I don't think they were there last turn. 1st Panzer's over here. They've been there for a while though, so that's not a surprise. Just trying to look along the line and make sure I'm not going to get surprised by anything popping up. Yeah. I'm wondering where 8th Panzer is. I haven't seen them in a little while. Oh, they have the Spanish up there. The blue division. And they already split them up too. Oh, I wonder if Lake Yemen freezes over. That's very concerning. I wonder if that freezes over. That would be a pain in the ass for me, because I don't have enough troops over there to deal with that. Does that lake freeze over in the winter? I don't care if these ones freeze over. Maybe I just swing a weak cavalry division down around them, just to threaten them. I feel like I've played this game before and I've lost, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea. But at least it might shift them around. guy needs to be refit. This guy needs to be refit. I could pull the front back a hex to somewhere else. We could put another depot here. There's nothing preventing that. Maybe that's what I do. I think maybe I put down a depot there. They're just not getting a lot of supplies in general up here. I think this should really be a 4, and this should really be a 4. All right, 60th Rifle Brigade. Guess we march them down here. They can start getting combat prep at least in an area where they're going to be useful. Stick him in that forest. I think I just need another depot here. That's fine. Move him back a hex. And we'll just have to reassign whoever that is. It's just this anti-tank brigade. We'll just move the anti-tank brigade. Maybe I just move the anti-tank brigade all the way over here. Right, that strengthens that hex a little bit. And then we need to rotate something in there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's rotate this infantry division out. Get him off the line for a turn. We'll rotate him in. And we'll rotate you over here. Where else? What else do I have? I did. These guys are maybe new. I'm not sure. I don't remember what happened up here. It's been so long since I cared about this front. Maybe I just walk him down to the front lines. Not sure. I don't really want to get rid of anyone there. Such a long walk, though. His legs are going to be tired. Too bad this isn't a railhead. That would be very convenient. this is, though. I could try that. Maybe I shouldn't try it. I could try it. Why do I have all my NKPS units up here? Weird that they spawned up there. Is this even an airfield? Yeah, it is. Got some wacky things going on here. These guys should not be under this army. And realistically, we could have a depot even further up. Right? This is a rail connection. Like, we could have a depot here. I don't know why I never built one there. But we should probably have one there. I don't really see a benefit to not having one there. Okay, so I guess we have to have a cavalry division hold the line over here. Which kind of sucks. But 8th Army is just maxed out. Where is the front? Where's the Leningrad front? Oh, he's under there. He's at 65 out of 72. So this hex is really weak because all this stuff is under front HQ. So if I were to give this man over to Leningrad, that puts Leningrad up to, let's see, we would have 1, 2, yeah, he could have like 4 or 5 divisions, I think. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Put him down here. We'll have him go here. And is this guy a good general? Probably not. Oh no, he's a terrible general. He needs to be replaced instantly. We have Vasilevsky, Maritovsk. They're both bad with mech. This guy's a 5 and a 7, but he's kind of a dum-dum. It's better than nothing. Alright, so the Neva group is going to have to help 8th Army out. 8th Army has been holding out here for a long-ass time. They've had a lot of fighting. And Petrov has been a good commander, considering he has literally no support units under him. Maybe we should give him a little bit of support. What do you think? I think it's time. Alright, this guy has 0, and we'll lock him down. Alright, time to give him his assignees. Obviously, we're giving him a 346th. Giving him this rifle brigade, which is really just a holding unit. Give him the 350th Division. Maybe we should give them the 182nd and have some sort of experience level here. And we could give them a couple of these guys too. All right, what does that put us at? 73. Shit. So what can we give over now? What could we give over that would help? Because the 27th Army could take someone from this sector, like maybe the 11th Rifle Division. It doesn't really matter what they're going to right now. Put them on the 27th Army. Now Northwestern Front has room for 2 more divisions, which is good because they might need 2 divisions to hold the line back here. We'll probably be giving them over to the 28th Army at some point. For now, let's just throw down a couple fortified units here just to start building up a little bit of a defensive wall in case that can freeze over. I don't actually know if it can, but it cost me 6. It cost me 6 to do it, so I think it's better safe than sorry maybe in this case. I think it's probably worth it. I mean, worst case scenario, they're useless and they sit there the entire war and don't do anything. But, if they are needed, I would rather have them now than not have them at all, because I don't think I think we have till like basically the mid-December when the freezes really start. Like it starts with like small streams and stuff that freeze up, and then later in the winter you do get some of the big rivers starting to freeze, like the Dnieper and the Narva freezes, the Neva freezes. But that takes a little bit longer, and obviously Lake Ladoga freezes eventually. So I know if this thing can freeze, then this thing could probably freeze too. So I have to be prepared for a front line that includes that sector over the winter. Hopefully it's not needed. Hopefully they don't try to press that area. But I'd rather be prepared now than get surprised. Oh, I have an army back here. I could walk him forward, I guess. I don't know what I'll use him for yet, but I might need him in that sector. I'm just kind of moving things into this general area. I still don't know how I'm going to reorganize that. That's going to be next episode. But I think for this episode, we're going to call it here. So we've gone through the air turn, and we've started to reorganize the northern sector, which is the Leningrad and Northwestern fronts. I really despise how this ended up getting set up in this particular campaign. I just never have been able to fix it. I mean, I know I could fix it theoretically in one turn by just reassigning these armies around. Swapping 28th Army. Well, I would have to swap Luga 32nd with Coastal and 27th. But I don't want to mess everything up and have to reorganize for a whole turn. It would be a pain in the ass. And I really don't like changing that many commands structures within a turn. I'm not sure exactly what effect it has on all the roles, but it's definitely not a good one. So reassigning that many commands when the front line is pretty stable right now, I think it's a little riskier than it needs to be. Otherwise, I think I should be able to get through the rest of the line next turn. There's not really a lot of opportunities for counterattack yet. We haven't built up enough strength in any areas to do much. With the exception now, we are going to have a lot of forces in this area. This is going to be a huge battle for Kursk and Orel. It's definitely going to be about 1 million men probably when all is said and done. Between the two sides, of course. We could set Central Front to assault mode as well. That might help things. It might not. I'm not sure. God, he's got a lot of construction guys. Which definitely helps when we have to rebuild the front every 2 turns. But it's a lot of guys. And Central Front now has room for an army. So I'm looking forward to designing that army. I think we'll focus on reinforcing the areas that are weakest, which is kind of the sector of 3rd Army. 3rd Army desperately needs reinforcements. They need a whole reserve army to just get brought in and start taking up some of this pressure. Because right now they are in dire straits. They have everything committed to the front line and it's still not enough. So they need somebody to take over 4 hexes for them. If I could get an army to just take these 4 hexes on the right, I think that would be good. Just have them focus on their center. And the 4th Airborne Corps is also helping them, but it's just an airborne corps. So I think that's the main objective next time is organize up 31st Army. Oh shoot, I didn't save points to reassign their commander. That might come back to bite me. Oh yeah, because Andreev is down here. He's shit too. Okay, well that might be a problem that we have to solve next turn. In that case, 10th Army could have a little bit more put into it, but problem is Western Front is pretty tapped right now. They're pretty full. So we would maybe have to give 13th Army over to Moscow Command and then just take 33rd Army and put it to Stavka. Maybe we'll just do that now as the last move of the turn. We'll put 33rd Army up to Stavka. 13th Army will give them over to the Moscow Command for now. Now they haven't been under a ton of pressure lately. I say this is 52nd. 52nd Army has been bearing the brunt of things. They've been taking a lot of the attacks. So I think maybe we give... Oh, we got to rotate this off the line. Oh, somebody got renamed to Shock Army. Oh yeah, it's this guy. Vatutin's little, whatever the hell this is, tiny army. That's fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think then this next turn is going to be a lot of fun. Well, finishing out this turn, I should say. the southern half of this turn is going to be fun. The first half was a little bit grindy, but you get what you pay for. I'm doing this for free. Till next time. See ya.